So this week's Chapter One Piece, we finally got Killer's first official feat, which is his Sonic Scythe ability, where he spins his blade super fast, and then he creates this almost like sonic wave that cuts his opponents internally, which I really love, because it's almost like his way of having Rio. Because we all know that Rio is having this invisible armor on top of your armament haki. So seeing Killer spin his blades, but they extend like 100 times the size via sonic waves, that's pretty cool. It's almost like he's using haki, but he's not. And I'm kind of curious now, because at first I was like, man, they're really downplaying Kid. You know, like this guy, his ability is kind of okay, but he's not as strong as Luffy. And that's very much shown this chapter and last chapter when he didn't know what Rio was, and this chapter where Killer, his vice captain, is doing more damage than him. So I was like, fuck, what is Kid gonna do? Like, everybody's getting this glow up. Zoro scared the fuck out of Kaido and Big Mom. So what is Kid gonna do? What can Kid do? So that got me thinking, what if Kid, instead of getting Rio, he unlocks this new ability where, let's say he has his, his magnetic arm built with bolts and pieces, right? He has a bunch of metal, but on top of the metal, he has this magnetic field around it where he can hit Kaido with that. It's almost like Kid's devil fruit version of Rio. That's my guess, because if they don't do that, then I don't know what the fuck Kid's gonna do. Because this chapter, he used Punk Rotten to just throw Kaido. He threw that man, and that was it. Killer did more damage, Law did more damage, Zoro could have fucking KO'd Kaido, and Luffy definitely did more damage. Kid is very much being underplayed right now, so he does need a buff this chapter, next chapter, or beyond. And if it's not the magnetic field, then I'm gonna have to guess that he's gonna unlock some sort of advanced version of Conqueror's Haki. Because we know that Armament Haki has an advanced version, which is Rio. We know that Future Sight is the advanced version of Observation Haki. So what does Conqueror's Haki have? We know that Kid has Conqueror's Haki, right? So what if Kid is the first person that we know of right now to unlock an advanced version of that? I'd be curious to see what that looks like. I wonder if it'd be more, tactical, or if it's purely like a fighting move. So this chapter was pretty short, sweet, and simple. We start off the chapter with Kaido using Destructive Winds, where this is where you can really tell how frustrating it must be to draw a fight where multiple people are taking part in it, right? Because Kaido using Destructive Winds, Oda has to draw everybody reacting to it. He has Kid just being sliced up by it, he has Luffy dodging it, Zoro cutting it, Killer dodging it, and then Law using Shambles. Like, imagine if every attack somebody does, Oda has to draw like 5 additional panels. Like, oh, okay, now I have to draw this guy doing it, I have to draw this guy avoiding it. That must be a pain. So near the end of the chapter where he solely goes to Luffy, I'm like, okay, I understand the struggle here. Like, I can tell that he's like, okay, I gotta get rid of everybody for a minute because I don't want to keep on drawing all these fucking people. So yeah, at the end of the chapter, we go to Luffy, and it's very much an Enel situation where he gets struck by lightning, and then, Big Mom is like, I got him, and then Luffy's just like unfazed by it. And then you even see Big Mom's shocked face. She's like, oh shit, like, wait, what's happening here? So I love that reaction. The ending of the chapter wasn't too impactful. I feel like the last couple of chapters have always ended off with Luffy ending it with a bang. So it's nothing too new quite yet. I think the most hype part about the chapter has to be either Killer or Zoro. Zoro this chapter had the potential to take down Kaido. I don't care what you guys say. I don't know if it would have beaten Kaido, but it definitely would have put him down for the count. Imagine if Kaido did get sliced by Zoro here, right? And the next chapter, he's just like, hey, Big Mom, can you handle them for a little bit? I gotta recover. One of my favorite parts about the chapter has to be when Big Mom yells dodge to Kaido, like, if you don't want this, then dodge. And then all of a sudden, Kaido just stands there. Even when she says that, Kaido is just baffled. He's like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, that sword is radiating Oden's aura. And if Zoro didn't miss, this could have been a game, this would have been a huge game changer. And I love the size comparison here when they show that Zoro cut off one of the horns of Onigashima. Because when they show that panel, you cannot see anybody. You can't see Kaido's dragon form, you can't see Big Mom floating in the sky. That's literally it. Like, that's how small they all are compared to that giant fucking skull. So one thing about this part though is the fact that Kaido refers to Enma as having Oden's aura, which I really don't like. because it just underplays Zoro's feats. It underplays the victory at the very end. Like, imagine if Kaido is defeated and he's like, I lost to Odin after all. Like, no, you didn't. You lost to Zoro, you lost to Luffy, you lost to everybody. You did not lose to Odin. You beat Odin via underhanded cheats, but you beat Odin. And that's very unfortunate that he sees it as Odin's aura, although I do believe the reason he sees this is because that he's only seen Enma once before, and if you've only seen Enma once before and you've sensed that energy only when you fought Odin, it's easy to say, oh shit, that sword, it must be Odin's, it must be his energy. It makes sense. I just don't want them to attribute the W to Odin himself. I wouldn't mind if his spirit was there, but I don't want Kaido to lose and just say, shit, like, I only lost because you guys had Odin on your side. I can only imagine if Kaido does say this, I can see Zoro already wrapping his bandana and he's like, I don't know about Odin right now, but I know I beat you. I think what's funny about this chapter is the ragtag teamwork. Like, you have Kid and Killer kind of like dodging these attacks together. You have Law shambling Zoro up in the air to cut Kaido. You have Luffy saving Killer. There's a lot of ragtag teamwork here that just really fits their characters. I love it. And I also love the fact that throughout this chapter, Kaido has been a punching bag. Minus the first attack, Kaido hasn't really done too much. He's just been standing around taking L's left and right. And Big Mom had to come in and save this man. And Big Mom she's really shined this chapter. Like, she is much stronger here than she was at Whole Cake Island when she had the home field advantage. I don't know how that's possible. You could say it's because Big Mom isn't in one of her hunger pangs where she's going fucking berserk, but Big Mom, I think, is stronger right now than when she was skinny, which is kind of weird to imagine. But Big Mom is sitting up on the clouds, acting like fucking Zeus and shooting lightning bolts left and right, and it's pretty fucking dope. But I love how nobody has really acknowledged Big Mom this chapter. The whole focus has been on Kaido. Nobody's saying, hey guys, we should probably take out Big Mom. Because if this was an RPG, Kaido is the giant fucking tank that takes all of the damage, right? He's a bullet sponge. And Big Mom is the ranged DPS. Like, you gotta take Big Mom out first because she's gonna fucking wipe you guys. And if this was an RPG, then Zoro would definitely be the tank buster, because that's his move this chapter was definitely like a one hit, one kill kind of thing. But yeah, this chapter was amazing. It was very short because it is nothing but fight scenes. Granted, I do love it. I do love how they're building up this momentum, but I just know, we all know that they're gonna have to stop this at some point. At some point, we're gonna have to go down and we are gonna have to go through the other fights taking place in Onigashima right now, because imagine if Luffy and everybody else takes down Kaido and Big Mom. Then all the other fights will seem, I wouldn't say meaningless, but they just get underplayed a lot at that point. So we have to cut this at some point and go to a different fight. I think next chapter, we're gonna continue halfway through with this fight, and then we're gonna switch to somebody else. Because just like how KSI and Logan Paul aren't the first ones to step in the ring, they have a bunch of small fighters fight first, and you see the ending of their matches only to hype you up for the final fight. That's what has to happen. I can't imagine Luffy and everybody else beating Kaido and Big Mom, and then they're going down saving everybody else. I don't think that's gonna happen here. But let me know what you guys think about this chapter down below. If you made it this far, it would really help if you were to drop a like and subscribe. I make these videos every week, of course, with every chapter coming out. And thankfully, there is no break next week, so I'll be here. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Sai, and I'll catch y'all later.